Hello, I'm George Borelli. I'm going to go over some of the particulars of how to remove a seat bottom cushion from a Tesla seat. Just by way of introduction, this is an entire Tesla seat. It's been removed from the car. I bought it used as is. You don't have to pull the whole seat out of the car, so don't be thinking that. Not to change the bottom cushion. In fact, most of the work you can do, you never really have to pull the whole seat out. And I don't like to mess with the seat upper very much because on the driver's side there's an airbag located here, and the opposite on the passenger side is the airbag located there. Don't mess with that. I do make some modifications to the upper, but they're very simple and I don't touch the wiring. I'll cover that later briefly or in another video. But what I want to do is get some definitions. So this is the seat bottom cushion assembly. I'm just going to check the camera. Yeah. Move it over now a little bit, down a little bit. Okay, what we have over here is the seat bottom cushion assembly. And it comes, you don't have to take it apart, that's what I do. Unless you want to take the rebuild on yourself. So this is all attached from the factory, and when it comes out built like this. And when I rebuild it, I take the faux leather cover off. That's the seat heater wire, comes with it. I set it aside, I take this, I get this sort of way, and then I replace this with a much more robust foam, and then I rebuild it. And then what you're going to do is basically just swap out the bottom. So we're going to talk about how to take it out. I'm going to check the camera again. Okay, maybe a little higher. So what I do is I like to take the 4 bolts that hold the metal base to the floor, just so I can rock the seat back. I want to get the seat back like this. I leave all the wiring, this wiring connected to the car, I leave it all connected to the car. Here I have another example that you can see a little better. This is the front of the seat. And this is the back where the upper goes, seat back. And when you move the seat all the way forward, you'll have access to 2 heavy-duty torque bolts that hold the seat rail to the floor. They're very heavy-duty, but they can be stripped, so be careful with them. And so what you want to do is you move the seat all the way forward. Before you get to rock this seat's going to be in its original position. Then you're going to need a torque. This is a T45. I like this. This is my favorite way to do it. They come like this. You can buy them tool stores, Harbor Freight, or wherever you get your mechanic tools. I happen to have an adapter here because when I first took the seat out, it has Loctite on it, so the bolts are kind of hard to remove, and so I wanted to have a little more power. So this gives you the leverage. Just be really careful that you move the seat as fully as you can. This is fully straight in, and there's very little movement. And you hold this nice and straight, and you move this out to release it. Once you release it, you can switch this over to a ratchet and complete the removal. Once you get the 2 rear bolts out here, you move the seat all the way back, and then there's 2 front bolts. They're here on the other side of this. So this moves the rail up and down. This will come all the way up. Then you remove those 2, and then that gives you the freedom to rock this seat back and forth, and that's really important for this. Without doing that, it's hell. Let me tell you, I think the first time I tried it, I did it without doing that. Then you got to remove the connectors. So there's a little sensor wire that goes through the seat bottom. So this would be, when the Tesla builds them, they put this sensor in here, they toss the wire through, and out the other side, you will see this wire sticking out. Okay, so that's this wire right there. And it's a little hard to see, but that's the connector. So this part feeds, this is the male side of the connector feeds into the female. The female's part of the wiring harness of the car. This one has it. So basically we're disconnecting these two parts. This goes to the seat cushion above, and then this is part of the car. They usually pull apart, they're usually not too hard. Sometimes you have to pull the connector out of the holder. There's a little plastic holder just to get it. Sometimes you don't have to, but it pops right back in. Just pull them apart. It's a 2-wire. Just don't pull the wires. Pull the plastic connector, the housing. And a rule you should know. The only other connector we're going to take off is the seat heater. Now you know which one's the seat heater because the wire is a gray wire, and it goes down and it goes underneath here, and it goes into the seat covers. This is where it goes to, right there. Just be careful with it because you can kind of tear these wires. They're soldered in. They're not really secured that well. So make sure that you're careful with them. You can see this one here. You have to check the integrity. Yeah, they're soldered inside. These are fine. So you can tear it if you're not careful. I bought this seat used. I checked them out before I install them in a car. Okay. And I do test the sensor as well. This sensor is a pressure sensor. That's a person in the seat sensor. And when you get in the car, this thing has slight pressure on it, and it changes a preset ohm reading from one to another. So the car knows there's a driver in the seat. Okay, so once you get the two connectors off, that's the gray, and you push the button to pull that apart. And on that, in that case, the part that goes with the seat cover is actually the female part. Looks like slips over the top. But you push that button down, and then it comes apart. Okay, so I think we got that. Then, now the hard part I covered in another video is how to get the seat disconnected from the seat base. So, but I'll give a quick overview anyway. These seats are clipped. So these clips are rotated. This is like a long plastic clip. They're rotated inwards, and they grab on this rail, just like that, and they snap in. And so what you're going to have to do is get them out. Sometimes when the seat's up like this, sometimes you can grab it and pull it and roll it, and the top one will pop off. If you have difficulties, I found a little trick. If I use a flathead screwdriver, kind of a skinny one, smaller, head, I stick it inside here, and I kind of pry it, get it started. Just be careful, then work your way down all the way across. Well, the same problem you're going to have, or the same challenge you're going to have with these, they're rolled inside and they're connected to this rail, and the same thing on the other side. Now the bottom's different. The seat cover wraps around, and there's these two plastic, and they hook in these springs like this. They just go on top of it. Okay. So put this back. There's one last piece that I need to talk about. I can't do it because it's not electrically powered. I haven't sorted that yet, and I had to do it outside the car. But you get a smaller torque. I use a screwdriver type in this case. And there's a screw right here. I unscrew that. Now you have to move the seat around. It's kind of counterintuitive where you move. You raise it up a little, move it down a little, move it around, but you just got to get enough access to get this in. That's because we remove it because we want to get this panel released, so we have access to the side clips. Once this panel is pulled off, you get full access to the side. The side clips are important, but they aren't critical. So I have had a seat in my car where I didn't clip the inside, and the seat's fine, but you should clip it in. The only thing I warn you about is be careful. This, I don't know if you can see this. There's a clip in here. That's on the other side of the side panel for the controls. It's just a flimsy plastic thing. I've had them break after numerous removals. I've done my seat in my car many times until I could get this design down. So what I think is perfect for me and probably many others. So that kind of covers it. Oh, when you put it back together, when you put my version in, I'm going to build it with a much thicker core. So I'm going to take this Tesla foam core out. I'm going to throw it away. Then I'm going to get a really nice one, really thick and supportive. This is too thin. I can go right through this, and same thing on the side. So you're feeling the metal here, you're feeling the metal there. That's what hurts a lot of us, the bigger guys, people. So I put a much bigger foam in here. What that does is has the effect of raising this up in all dimensions. But the clips that are the most challenging are the bottom clips, these two. So they want, you want to roll it around this bar. This, when you get the seat cushion, you got to put it in, make sure that you get this foam over this bar. It's really thin. I mean, the one I put in is better, but it's got to sit on top of the bar. If you don't do it, if you miss this, the bar could be exposed, and that bar can hurt you. It's metal. That hurts you, that hurts you, that hurts you. So you want the foam to lift you up and support you. But the effect is that that's going to be tighter. So what I do is I provide, and so these come off really easily. I don't think I mentioned that. You just get your finger in here and roll it off. See, they're round clips. You just roll them off. But what I do is I provide extensions because I found that when I add my foam, these are too tight. So I add an extension of about 2 inches, 2.5 inches. And they're just wires. They're heavy duty wires. I form with a flat part and a part you can hook in here. And then instead of hooking it to the seat springs, I hook it lower. Gives me the room to put these bigger cushions in. I hope this is helpful for you taking on this project. The only other thing I want to mention before I go away, I've mentioned much more in other videos, so have other people. What we want to do, I shouldn't be rubbing this around on the floor. That's okay. So I modified the back. So I find that the headrest is too far forward. So I took the headrest out. I have a detailed video on how to remove headrest. And then I bent it back. And then I found that this space here, the upper, is too confining. This is going to be true for most of us guys. And some women that have broader build, broader shoulders. I'm not talking about fat necessarily, just wider build. So that's the problem. I have wider hips, my bones are wider, and my back is wider. Unfortunately, seats are really just too small. They're made for moderately sized build and smaller people. So what I do is I take, I fill this up a little bit, and I also remove the lumbar support. When you remove the headrest, this black panel falls down, and you'll have complete access to the back. Still, we're not messing around with the airbag. We're not messing around disconnecting anything. What I do is I move the airbag. It sits on this side. There's a plastic thing under here, and I move it around on the other side, and I just zip tie it in. So everything's connected. I don't mess with the original equipment. And then what I do is what I originally did is I stuck a piece of foam in here to replace the lumbar. But after some time, I'm talking about, oh gosh, almost 2 years, I decided to take that foam out. And now I just find that my back holds up better if it's not pushed in, if the lumbar isn't too exaggerated. That creates tension. But I do like to have a piece of foam in here to flatten that out. And so you just get a square piece of foam. It doesn't take much, maybe 1/4 of an inch in compression. You just slip it in. You can slip it in without removing anything else. It's pretty easy to do. Okay, so I hope this is better information that's out there on how to take the seat cushion out and to swap it out on your Tesla. I started this because I bought a Tesla and I was suffering. It really, really hurt. My hip bones hurt in here, and in here, and actually my hips hurt here. And I found out that we're actually squeezed by this metal. We're actually squeezing into metal. So after the mods I did, I didn't drive in. I drove up to 14 hours straight on a long trip and one way and in return. The seat's not a problem after I rebuild it. So if this is helpful, please hit a like, subscribe. I don't post a lot of videos, but I do, like this one here is a new one that I post to help people out. Thank you so much. My name is George Borelli. I'm in Florida. I also teach Russian Sistema. I'm pretty easy to find. If you need to reach me, just leave a comment or you have a question. Thanks for watching.